is a psychic development reading for the crystal child. So you can probably tell by the code name that was one of the things coming through, that you are a crystal child. You have a very, very, almost, I want to say, delicate energy, a very sensitive energy, in other words, very pure, very quiet, very loving, gentle. So these are a lot of the qualities of a crystal child that are very prominent in your energy. This is what your energy feels like. And this was the code name that your guides were bringing through. So you have this crystal child energy, and you are a crystal child. And then I was also getting some I would say starseed energies. It felt very much like. Now also for different readings, because sometimes I do readings back to back, like today I've been doing readings back to back. And my very last one, which is another video reading, so that's going up as well. This one, when I cast the sacred space, it was in a very specific way. So a lot of times when I'm doing readings back to back, sometimes I'll just do, a general sacred space, and just for everybody's reading, that's the sacred space. But in this case, because there are specific energies coming through for even the circle casting for the different people, obviously I did a new one for yours. So I cleared that space and visualized the next one. And with yours, there was a very, again, gentle energy coming through. And also, as I was visualizing the positive energy, it just looked like space, a lot of space, a lot of purple coming in. And I have my amethyst here, and then also these here. So a lot of just higher energies. This is representing kind of an angel energy. This is the heart chakra. Again, loving, gentle. This is a very crystalline energy stone. And then this is a more psychic crystal, the amethyst. Now, another thing that I was seeing, okay, well, first off, before I even started retrieving the code name or anything, before I, made the space or anything, and I just got into the email to take out your picture, when I saw you standing in the picture, you kind of, your arms, were down at your sides, and you kind of lifted them slightly, like this, and I almost don't even know how to put this in English, but here I am. Like, I'm not that great, like, I suck, but I'm okay, here I am, kind of thing. And I started seeing this when I went to get the code name. There was a thought form that your guides were allowing through, that they were kind of making me notice. And it was making the spiral around you, like it was spiraling around you, like one of those things that people almost used to wear, like in the ancient times. Where it almost looks like a banner going across kind of this way. And it was just spiraling around you in these different movements like this, and making these like circles and things around you. And it had this weird tail. It was like like taking on a reptilian kind of appearance, but it was a thought form. And when these different kind of ideas were coming through from your guides, one, the crystal child, but then especially the star seed thing, and the guide that came up for you, well, you had two that came up. The first one that came up was female, and she looked like a Jen. Um, So whether she actually wears the genie outfit or not, this is what she was coming in with, just to let me know I'm a Jen, I'm a genie, and she was female, but I got the feeling that she wasn't really your primary guide. But then the more primary guide that was coming up for you was male, and he was more angelic. But again, there were some extraterrestrial energies kind of around. Okay, but as your guides were kind of, like I said, bringing these ideas forward and letting me know about these energies, crystal child, star seed, and even the angelic energy, this thing was kind of almost like, I want to say, making fun of it, kind of like he would make you doubt. And I'm calling this thought form a he because it just felt kind of masculine to me. Um, but like he would kind of make you doubt whether these things exist, and also that you are one, or if you could be one, because he kind of looks down on himself and he looks down on you, like he makes fun of you a lot. So it's like this voice in your head that's cutting you down and making fun of you, and even looking at your appearance and thinking something wrong with it, and kind of scrutinizing yourself and thinking of things that are wrong with yourself. So that that guy is kind of there, but then you also have had these two guides coming through and making me aware of this energy that you have. But again, they are kind of stressing this energy. Excuse me. I'm just going to go ahead and take a sip of water here so this will stop. This energy where you were kind of lifting your hands like you aren't that great or you aren't that special, and maybe that's even okay to think, or that's not a bad thing to think, or maybe it's even humble to think. But it's not really about being humble, it's just about admitting who you are and being comfortable with being, which makes you special. In that way, everyone is special. And just valuing yourself. They want you to have self-value and know that you are special, and you did come in here with an important thing to do. Some people, a lot of people even, are just coming here to clear karma, which basically means to learn lessons. They have a lot of lessons to learn. And in your case, you have things to learn, but you especially have something to bring through, something that you are emitting that's going to help balance out the energies of the earth. And this was something very much in your field as well, even though there were these, extraterrestrial energies, like I said, coming through. They didn't really come through with any kind of origin or anything. Um, they came, your guides were giving me the energy like you have had a past life, at least one past life as an angelic being, as this kind of being type, but it didn't feel like the origin. The origin felt more starseed, but they weren't saying the specific origin. But even though this was in your energy field, this starseed kind of energy, angelic kind of energy, still they kept showing me this picture over and over of these tree roots kind of coming out of you in a lot of places. They were coming out of your hands, they were coming out of your feet, they were coming out of your ears, your and your shoulders. There were these trees just growing out of your shoulders. They were showing me so really, really connected to the earth. And so, yeah, something specific that you're meant to do. And again, the balancing and also they're coming in with kind of cleansing the earth of something. They don't want to get into what that is or anything, but what they want to stress to you, dear, I feel like they're saying dear, that they're calling you that. I feel like they're very loving towards you. They want you to know that they are there, that they think highly of you, that they love you, that they respect you, they value you, that you have a presence. Um, and you're here in the present time with your presence, with your presence. And they're also saying to make your presence known. So they're saying not to be so quiet. And again, they're saying that it's not about being humble. It's not about humility. That you do have that. You have that naturally. Um, it's about respecting yourself. So it doesn't mean that you're arrogant if you think that you are who you are and you value yourself as a being. This doesn't put you above others. It just gives you a healthy respect for yourself. So that's what they want you to develop. So in this reading, they're not really getting into who you are exactly. Like I said, they're not giving me the origin. But they are saying that you're someone to be valued, and they're not saying, what you're here to do specifically in a specific way. They're saying that you're not ready to hear that yet, or to come to know that yet. It's like this is something that you'll come to know gradually as you are living here, as you're uh, moving through your life, you're going to come to that. So they can't really say that in this reading. They and I'm saying in this reading because some people's guides do come in during a reading and say something specific that they are here to do. But in other cases like this one, the point is that they want you to know that there is something important that you're here to do. You're not just this blase, just whatevering around with no purpose. And it's okay to think that you are someone of value, that you are special, that you are someone who could have a purpose, and that you do. And also, the energy they're bringing up is that finding that will happen, that this will occur as you let go of these, there again, kind of blasé energies, like you're nothing special. So they want to talk about how do you remove that, because that's what's going to help you find your mission in life. That's what's going to help you come more into contact with them, um, closer to your family. I'm not sure what they mean by that. I don't know if they mean like a soul earth family or if they just mean them or they might mean both. Um, but this is what's going to help you get on your path, kind of admitting that you have one. It's like if you have no path, if you have no purpose, then how can they really reveal it to you? So they want you to be sure, yes, you have a purpose. You are here for some reason and it's an important one. It's not just some blasé, like I said, just whatevering around like you're just kind of wandering around doing whatever, you know? And there's no reason for you to be here doing any of those things. Okay, so to speak about the the uh, the specific ways to clear this, for some reason they want me to pull out my oracle cards, so I'm going to go get those. Okay, so I have my cards here. Oh, and they're reminding me, I don't think I said this at the front, or maybe I did, I don't know, but they're reminding me of this again. So the other thing that I pulled out here, I had those 3 crystals I showed you, but also I have my dragon here. And sometimes I have him here during a reading more for myself, to protect myself if I feel like there's a kind of strong energy that I should protect myself from, or just for whatever reason, I'm just guided to have him there for myself. But in this case, this was also signifying protection for you. It was kind of interesting because he is a dragon. And yet you actually had this thought form taking on a kind of dragon-like appearance, but it's this dragon they had me pull to protect you from kind of a more negative type of dragon, if you will. Okay, so this one fell out of the deck here. Okay, this is the Singer of Connection here. And I'm going to go ahead and let this fall out because I'm pretty sure you said something about this in the email. I don't remember what it was, something about connection, like with others, or I don't know, loneliness or something. So maybe that's meant to fall out of the deck. All right, so let me, let some other cards. My dogs, there's so many dog hairs on these. I keep pulling off dog hairs. That's interesting. Okay. Give me a second here. Okay. Wait, what do you mean by that? Okay, hold on here. Okay. All right, so I'm going to start with this card here. This is List of the Shadows. And so what your guides are saying is you're going through some things that are not really very light, like kind of some very heavy energies, heavier energies. And some of this has to do with your emotions as well. So this could be physical too. Normally I get things more specific, but like I said, I don't know, your guides are not coming in with the most specific stuff for some reason. Like the origin and this stuff. So I'm just gonna let them come through just as they're coming through. But they're basically saying, so you know what this is, okay? But they're basically saying that you're going through some very, very heavy, toxic energies right now. Part of it I feel like is with your environment. But then also there are these cards here. Okay, this is gotcha. And he is one of the most kind of powerfully negative fairies in the deck, really, in a sense. And there again, he has to do with a lot of disruptive energies. I don't know if you're familiar with tarot at all, but in tarot, there's the Tower card. And this card, it's like you have this structure, and now the tower is crumbling, and everybody is falling out of the building, and there are all these just heaps of rubble on the ground. He is like really the Tower card in the Oracle deck here. And here again, you have undressing of a salad. These are, as you can see, the guy is balancing two balls at once, and so it kind of presents these sort of chaotic energies that you just kind of have to breathe through and know that they're going to pass. But again, I feel that some of this is emotional that they're talking about. Or it could even all be emotional. Like I said, they're not telling me specifically what it is for some reason. I don't really get that. And then this guy here, the Pook, he is really about, like they were saying a second ago, it's like these are energies that you just kind of have to pass through. It's like you just kind of have to breathe and just ground through, because he is all about the Pook is all about the bad in the good and the good in the bad. So this kind of balance of emotions and this awareness that, okay, I feel bad right now, but it's not all bad, okay? And why am I going through this? What's the good that I'm coming to, or what's the good that can come out of this, that I can get from this and pull from this? And also with this gotcha card, he isn't just about the bad, okay? And when things are kind of crumbling or whatever, this tower card that I mentioned, well, this looks very bad. It looks like your foundation is kind of wrecked. This is what this card is about. And so this can be sometimes how, you emotionally feel. Again, this in some ways feels more emotional. I'm not saying that nothing necessarily physical ever happens or is going on that they might be referring to for you, but they do keep sending this energy that some of this is definitely tied to your emotions. But he isn't just about this emotion that you feel, or feeling like things changed in a way that you didn't want them to or that you wouldn't want them to. He's also about the replacement. What comes out of that? And so, like Liz here, when you're going through more heavy energies, what can be pulled from that? What can you come to from that? So in other words, there's a reason for it, is what your guides are saying. There's a reason for every negative thing that you might go through in your life. Even that, it has a reason. So they're saying there's some karmic lesson that you're learning, something that you're undoing, but also again, something that you're learning. And this is something that will help you along the way as you remove this, coming to the point where you can teach others. There's always somewhere where this is leading you. So there is a purpose in it, they're saying. So they're just saying that they haven't left you, so you aren't alone. And when you're traversing these energies, just keep in mind that it's for a reason. So you're not on your own and just stranded somewhere going through all these things. And I'm getting the word habitual and the word constant. So it almost seems like this constant kind of struggle emotionally, or this constant kind of up and down or upheaval. And also, I feel like the reason I pulled gotcha is also because it has to do with having a solid foundation, and that is a physical thing. So having even a solid physical foundation. So I do kind of feel like they weren't just referring to themselves earlier, they were also referring to a physical soul family. Not really meaning an earth family, but they do mean like a physical soul family. That you are coming to that. But I feel like there are things that need to be cleared, is what they're saying. And so there is a purpose to being alone. It's like you have times as you're alone, as you're by yourself, to clear these things, and then you come into the right energies later, because they don't want you to come into the wrong energies. They are saying that you're very sensitive. Okay, you are very sensitive energetically, and you need to be engaging with the right energies, even what you're watching, they're saying, like films, or TV, or in general loudness, okay, like music. So anything that you're taking in this way, this can disturb your energy field. So they want you to watch things that are pure. They're kind of showing me the monkeys, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. So even what you're taking in with your eyes, and what's coming into your ears, they're saying even this can disrupt your energy field. So they want you to be in a pure space, keep things pure. So then we have this singer of connection here, the first one that fell out of the deck. Then you come into these purer connections, and they're saying, and these chaotic energies subside. But right now it's like you're going through these heavier, more toxic, more chaotic kind of periods, especially emotionally, and they are kind of disruptive for your energy field. And also I feel like part of the disruption is actually your awareness, because you did have this thing in there before, like I said. Well, I mean, even now that they're showing me this thing that kind of doubts and things. Okay, so this would suggest to me that you didn't always feel this way about everything spiritual. Like this doubt that's there now used to be a bit more prominent. You're letting go of a lot of those energies too. You have already let go of that in the past to some degree. So I'm not saying like you're brand new to spirituality necessarily, or that you've never come into contact with things. Being a crystal child and how sensitive you are, you know, you've always been aware of things, but not as completely as you are now. And this is subsiding. So even some of this with the gotcha card has to do with new awareness that's coming to you, new awareness of who you are, and even that can kind of disrupt the energies going on around you and within you and in your aura. And they're saying that also this can attract higher entities to you. But basically, your guides are saying that the way to really tap into that is just through meditation. To really start meditating and honing. They're saying just feeling presences, because you can do that. You know, you can feel a presence in a room. And they're also saying, and you are a presence in a room. So they can feel you very intensely. You have a high vibration. All crystal children do, okay? And so they can feel you in the room, and you need to learn to hone, to fine tune. They're saying to just start with that. Just start with feeling presences in the room. They're saying engaging can come later, but just start first with honing who's in the room with me. And they're saying that you're going to get better at this. You're going to hone this skill just simply by meditating, relaxing, and getting really quiet, really still, and just work on honing this when you're in a clear and quiet space. Okay, so our time is up. So thank you, Crystal Child, so much for allowing me to do this reading for you. I really thank you so much. Namaste.